Alright guys, what's up? I'm going to do a 15-10 game. I'm not expecting to do very well today. I've had two kind of short nights sleep and I'm facing a 1626. Okay, I'm going to play the Van Geet. And we have this. Okay, so I think the move here is knight f3. They can't push because they can get taken. Right, and here I think it's d4. d4, we've got good control over d4 with knight and queen. So if they take, we retake with the knight. If they take again, we get the queen out. So this is the Napoleon attack. And we have the pin on the knight. This doesn't really affect much here, because we've still got full control. The knight isn't involved in the battle for d4. And if black wants to trade off their bishop, that's fine. So, I mean, normally what I would be wanting to do here is to get the bishop outside of the pawn chain. And that is playable. I could play bishop g5. Queen can't take because knight takes queen. I can't go, obviously, to f4 because of the pawn. Question is, can I push? But then, if he goes here, I can't take because takes, and then the pawn's attacking the pinned knight, so that's not very good. If I come out here as well, I could run into f6, which might not be a huge problem. The other problem is bishop d2 under defends the pawn on d4. Okay, so I literally cannot remember the line here. It might be a case, actually, of just leaving the bishop at home for a time and maybe thinking about fianchetto later on. So I could even consider a move like e3, which is probably fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that in the absence of remembering what else to do. Maybe d5. Maybe d5 was the best move. It's generally advisable. d5 and e4, and then I've resolved all of these issues, haven't I? Okay, in fact, I think I'm going to do that now. There, if the knight comes in, no, I can take with the pawn. Yeah, so better late than never. I think I've probably arrived at the move. E4 could be an interesting counterattack, but then if I take his way to okay, so there you go. The knight goes back. I'm just going to push e4. Okay, so now this pawn is actually undefended because this knight's in a pin. So I've got queen d3, I've got bishop d3, I've got queen e2, theoretically knight d2, which is ugly. Bishop d3 ain't pretty, but it does get me closer to castling. So that is what I shall play. Okay, and he's trying to throw everything at me now, but he is cramped. He's got his bishops out, so I think he'll be happy about that. It might be worth here considering kicking the bishop. So if he takes, take back the queen. Yeah, I think I need to. The knights are fairly well constrained. I think h3 is a kind of a move that I wouldn't have minded playing prophylactically anyway, because it's constraining two pieces there. And here I have the option of castles. I could also even kick the other bishop. But this bishop has really got very little space. I'd imagine if I kick him, he's going to trade off. And we have a closed centre. Both the D and E files are shut. None of these pawns can make any progress. So I'm guessing my opponent probably wouldn't mind trading his bishop for my knight, because my knight might have more prospects later on. I could consider bishop d2, but it feels a bit weedy. I've got bishop g5 now. Then he kicks me, and then what? I come back. Let's see what happens. This is defended. This is adequately defended. Particularly if I'm castling short, then, you know, doubling these pawns on the c file isn't so much of an issue. Okay. Right, so this is a favourite move of mine as well. But doesn't it lose the bishop? G4? What have you got? He's taking away the bishop's only retreat, right? I think so. Apologies for the dog. She's cleaning herself. She was absolutely trash. She was two-tone when she came back from her walk today. Yeah. I need to learn this Napoleon attack more because clearly it's coming up quite a lot. It does feel like we're playing chess these days. Yeah, it's not a competition to see if I can remember the tricky trappy. Okay, we have a counter, but I take here with tempo on the queen. Queen takes or pawn takes, right? I take, say queen takes, I take bishop. I think I'm still up material there. The knight's defended. Now I'm thinking probably like queen d2 and castles, just like, you know, get the heck out there. Alright. So he attacks my bishop. He's also threatening a check here, which is vexatious. Which I could prevent with rook g1. Rook g1 also installing the rook on the semi-open file. Does hang this pawn though. But I'm up a full piece at this point. Knight comes here, I just play king f1 and annoy the knight, also stepping out of the... or I've got king f1 anyway, stepping out of the pin. We thought black's now ready to castle, so he's got options. So if I come here and he just comes in with the check, I have to move the king. If I move the king here to attack the knight, he can't go there because queen would take. Attack the bishop, he could still come in with check. So what about king f1? I mean, I'm putting it in line with his queen. Both the queens are still on the board, so you know, castling would be a pleasant thing to do. We go here. There, come here. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. I don't see any way around. I can't see a way that I can guarantee castling. Oh, bugger. I've undefended my knight. But he missed it. He missed it. He could simply have just taken my knight there. With this move. There. So should I here have played king e2? Well, look, you make mistakes. At 1500, 1600 people make mistakes. Right. So I can play queen e3. I could play bishop e2, both of them defend the knight. I kind of like bishop e2 actually. And it removes one defender from this. Oh, queen e3. Play queen e3. Okay, and oh no, no. Mouse slip. I'll offer him ask for a draw. He'll probably say no. That was... Oh, he's done it. He's done it. Okay, well, let's do a rematch. Let's do a rematch. I thought I was doing all right there as well. I was doing okay. All right, let's go Nimzovich now. Thank you. Where's he from? Hassan... How do you say thank you in Russian? I have no idea. Okay. The pseudo-Spanish variation. Now, this is new. This we have not seen. but a bit like the, what's it called? What's that attack when you... I can never remember. I had this over the board. I'm sure it's got a Z in it. Anyway, it'll come to me. Okay, so he's moved his bishop a second time. I don't have this. I think e6 just feels like it makes a lot of sense. Okay, I feel like I need to move my knight back. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Back comes the knight. Okay, this is interesting. I'm excited about this because this is now a new... Now, do I have d5? What's the name of that attack? Brain's just not working today. Really, I'm noticing how much I need my sleep right now. There, pawn takes, with tempo, defended by the queen. Yeah, it's got to be. I think it's got to be. It might be worth actually analysing both games at the end of this. Okay, I'll do this. Now, you know, he's got checks, but expecting him probably to come back, knowing how much he likes pins, and I'm surprised. Okay. This isn't on because of the bishop. Knight f6 is like roller natural. Bishop's got a couple of squares. I think let's play the flexible knight move. He might well come out. Of course he will. Of course he will. Okay, so bishop e7. Bishop e7. The queen still defends that. Trompowsky. That's what it's called. The Trompowsky attack. Alright, so. Now, interestingly, my knight's not pinned at all. So, if I allow him to come in there, pawn takes, my knight could just centralise. So I think I can get away here with castling, but why not return the favour? And we'll chuck in a fork of our own, a pin of our own. Okay, I'm inclined to come back, I think, here. Yes, keep the pin. Keep the pin on the knight. Trompowsky is a dangerous opening. I've got a nice square there for my knight. Okay, now the bishop is in an absolute pin, but I can castle out of this. I also have this though, which is interesting. Also, if I take here, he's unlikely to want to take with the g-pawn. So takes, queen takes. Centralizing the knight looks like fun, but I can also just short castle. Get a rook on e8. It's got to be good, hasn't it? Knight can't move because the queen falls. Rook e8 threatens just any bishop move. And he would have to block with the knight. Okay, obviously first thought is to drop back. He's weakened his king side a lot there. I think we just drop back. I always had this as well, which is nice. You know, pinning this knight on the rook also. I could also trade off. Oh, okay, right. Forget that idea. Okay, rook e8. Rook e8 without delay. Actually, I have a threat of this too, because the queen has no way of defending the b pawn. Alrighty then. Is that just madness? Here, the queen moves and she's got a few options. Not many. Not many, precious, at all. Also, I'm covering these squares around the king. Now, is this just stupid? So to do that takes... It's quite stupid, isn't it? Remember, my queen's the only defender of this. I wouldn't mind getting this knight out of the way so that I can maybe shore up this pawn here on d5. This is also a thought. Bloody hell, Bentley. That's another thought. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to try and keep the pressure on my opponent. Managed to win his bishop last time. Okay. Right, it's attacking this, also attacking the knight. Now the pawn's the only defender of the knight. Could just lift the queen. Not too concerned about the b pawn, actually. Not having a b pawn would not upset me too much. I can't push because then that undefends the knight. Kind of inclined to lift my queen. Could even just go queen d7, so I don't block in this bishop here. Queen d7 takes. Double trouble with the rooks. Looks all right. Hassan Kulahov, 1963. He's even older than me. Okay, he's taken the knight. Ah, that's interesting, because the knight was the second defender of that. So was that his target all along? Was it indeed his target? Okay. This is okay. This is not bad. Okay. How are we doing? This hangs, and this is under attack. He's definitely an aggressive player, my opponent. I'm getting this impression. Now, bishop down to here puts extra defense on this pawn, but seriously, what's the point? Having stood here, I'm blocking off my own open file that I'm currently enjoying possession of. And I'm disconnecting the rooks. So I think lesser of two evils there. But this pseudo-Spanish, never seen it. Never seen those words before. Not at least while I've been playing this repertoire. I might have seen it by accident one day. See, if queen takes here, I'm not convinced that's great, because I've got very nice light squared bishop. This knight's now tied down to that. Okay, he's taken with the bishop. Huh. I could just move here now. Quite like that. Maybe there. I'm gonna. Still queen here. Actually, queen there removes one of the defenders of the knight, doesn't it? And then I've got to be careful about bishop there with a skewer on the queen and rook. Ouch. So if I do this, he does this, that. I've just lost a knight, haven't I think. So do I have to try and get the knight out of there now? Like this. But then that falls... No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So where else can my knight... My knight could go to e7 as well, also still controlling that square. He could trade off queen for two rooks as well, which again is not bad for him. I could just counter with a potential checkmate threat. Not that one, because the knight guards b1, but this, what does he do? Blocks, rook takes, knight takes, I take. Upping the danger levels. If he gets greedy and just takes the knight, gets mated. Is that a genuine counter threat? Here I just don't like it, because I lose a knight, get a queen, lose a queen. What's the point in that? Right, we'll just go for this. But I'm excited to study this. I'm not expecting to win this. I'm 2 pawns down already. I do have the bishop pair. But you know, it's okay. It's absolutely fine to get spanked. In fact, you learn more by getting spanked very often than you do by spanking somebody else. So, I mean, what's he got? What's he got here, literally? There, actually, if rook takes, that's kind of mate-ish, isn't it? I get back ranked. So here is just a regular skewer. Didn't think it through. Might have to come back there even, but then he just comes back and wins the knight anyway. So this is not good. You see, I can't take with a rook. Take with a rook. There's no way to... Oh no, I have bishop f8. This dark square bishop can come back and block. That's okay. That could be okay. So it's not mate at all. So this is training, guys, for me. This is my training for 1800, 2000. That's what I'm doing right now. Right, and if you want to get better, that's what you do. What else has he got here? He could put his knight there on e1 to defend the checkmate square. Giving me a pawn, but still I lose the knight. Then can I... Let's say he does that. Can I do anything with this knight? Even sack it? I'd like to dislodge that knight because I've got another checkmate square there, but it's defended by that knight on d2. Huh. Could pin that knight. And then that is mate. Because the knight would be in an absolute pin and legally cannot recapture. Takes. Bishop takes. I think we figured out we could do that. Queen takes rook. Blocks. Bishop takes rook, takes. I mean, I'm seriously down material there. So he's taken the knight with the queen. Right, now, I can't checkmate him because my stupid rook's in the way, innit? So if I come back now, he does this, I can take it. If I go... It'd be nice to come back to prevent knight e1. Because knight e1 controls that square. But actually, then nothing. He's got two checkmate squares, right? So can I just drop this rook back? Rook e to e8 is the correct notation, rather than rook 4 to e8. Rook e e8. I'm threatening mate on two squares. He can sack the bishop. Nice counter. Who's squeaking? Zara. Oi. Zara. If you want to wash, go on there because it doesn't squeak. Yes? Come on. On here. Making you think now, Hassan. Making you think, brother. Which is good news. What do you want? What do you want? Have a look at this. What do you think? Is Daddy being a reckless fool? Hassan doesn't think so. Hassan is having to think. Isn't he, for the first time? I know. Yeah. You look like a white knight, you do. I know, I love you too. I know. I know. I know. Oh, that's nice. Really? You think Daddy can get back to 1600? Is that what you're saying? Yeah? Good girl. I should be using this time to think myself. Hassan's, got the luxury of thinking. I think I should do the same. Yes, Hassan was a very good sport in the previous game. He was. I think I was slightly better still in that previous game. Okay, now if I take, I'm still just threatening mate on 2 squares. He does then have this. And this is free stuff, so if he does that, he gets mated, right? So how does he get out of mate? He can't move the king there or there. If I take this, he goes here. I can't win the knight. I've got that. It's got to be queen takes, because I just don't want to get any of these. Oh. Okay. So I take. Well, look. Okay, I've got options. Take with the queen. I'm hitting the knight, which is pinned on the rook. This rook can't move and defend the knight. This rook can't move and defend the knight. So explain to me how I don't win a knight here, or don't win an exchange. You can't. You have no answer. I win the exchange. Let's just check. And also, g6 is going to leave this knight somewhat without defenders. But what about that? Does that win 2 rooks? Oh, Hunter, have you just been clever? Have you just done something clever? Have you done a clever? Bishop here, check. No, 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 no. The only legal move is this. I take. I think I win both rooks. 2 exchanges in 2 moves. Oh, you little beauty. And in fact, it's not even an exchange, because that one's won outright. And look at this, I'm up 2 rooks. Ah! Wow. Wowzers, McTrousers. Okay. Well, I'm going to analyse this one, then we'll analyse the other one. That was gorgeous. And I'm back to 1600. Got my 10 points back, what I lost yesterday. Oh. Oh. Right. Our opponent didn't play too clever. And I had 4 misses and a blunder. Damn. Okay. Interesting. So this is not the move. Huh. Right. Follow me. The pseudo-Spanish variation. Okay. Now we go to Nimzovich defense because, oops, just needs to refresh itself. It's been open for a while. Okay. Pseudo-Spanish variation. Right. So it will like this. Now, I'm not going to go just by the fish. I'm going to go by, and it's 1800, 2000 at Lichess level. That'll do. Sorry, let's just do 2000 at Lichess level. That's what we're aiming for. And actually, black is doing jolly well. 49% already against 46. Now, d5 is the winningest move, and I do believe it's also what the fish said. Fish also likes a6, which is a bit wussy. So no, we go d5. Right? I mean, that's just a ball. It's quite unintuitive, and in fact, it's only played 1 in 10 games, but it is best by test and best according to the fish. Strike. Yeah. Okay. So treat it like a Nimzo declined, and throw out d5 anyway. Is what I'm going to say. Most common moves, bishop takes 38% of the time, or e takes. Neither is fantastic. Most common is bishop takes. Obviously, we take back with the b pawn. And we're doing fine. And then they most commonly push. And this, my love, is not the best idea. Computer saying e6. Spoiling everyone's fun. But then I guess we've got this that prevents castles. E6. E6 does well. C5 does well. Really, you can't do too badly from here. Huh. C5 isn't played that much. It's only 35 games. Generally, I'm looking for 100 games. So I think we go bishop b5. Bishop f5. Forgive me. Right? Because we want to close the door with e6. So, oops. Okay. We want to play e6. So get the bishop out. And obviously it can't go there because of the pawn. It can't go there because of the queen. So there's only one decent move. And they'll, yeah, d4, very sensible, and e6, probably. Computer says e6. Most people play e6. And that's probably all we need to know. We're in a fine position. We've actually got a spare pawn here that we can use to attack d4. Happy days. Okay, where are we? Okay, so I did that, he did that, that's okay. Best move, e6, cool. Blunting the bishop. I come back, what do you mean there was a better square? Counter-attacking. Clever. Okay. But what else can we learn from this? Is okay, e7 is excellent. Yeah, I get that as well. I get that as well. That's okay. It's not a high quality game, it says castles. But, you know, it's 0.2 of a pawn. Goodness sake. That's fine. Is it saying trade? No. It's going to go the other way. Castles is best. Black's fine. Yeah, good, good, good. Obviously, you know, king and queen in line, open file, no-brainer. Inaccurate. Ooh, this allows the opponent to sacrifice a knight for a nice tactic. Is it that? Really? And that's an inaccuracy? No. Show me. Oh! Okay, but what if you trade here? Then I have rook takes with tempo. Oh, yeah, very nice, fishy. Well done. Good fish, good fish. Okay, so I did that anyway. This is not great. And that was a blunder. That was a blunder. What? Okay, this is right. So here it said I should have just played my knight in there, creating tension between the bishops. Whoa. Yeah, threatening a fork on f2. So probably he takes here, right? And we're good. Yeah, queen comes back. Okay. So after this, what if he does that? Oh, we just take it with the bishop. Huh, okay. Anyway. We have this. Computer actually says counterattack with a4. What? It's saying take the pawn. And if knight takes... What is this? Queen takes here, it's mate. You're joking me. Oh man. But if you don't look at the analysis, you don't find these. I mean, that's just crazy. Crazy, and it's saying the best move here for white is to bring the thing all the way back, and then we fork, and the queen has to sacrifice herself. No. Oh, I mean, that's right gorgeous. That's brilliant. Okay, so anyway, I did that because I'm slow. Okay, grabs a pawn, not the best idea. And then it's saying, you know, you're a bit slow, Hunty, because there was a good attack. Yeah, but I saw it like a bit later. And that's a blunder. And this is a miss. Should have gone in with the bishop first, but I'm slightly better. Slightly better here. Although I'm down 2 pawns. And that's simply a blunder. And right. Yeah, I didn't even consider that move. Why? What's going on here? Got 3 attackers on that knight. Okay, fishy business, but it's apparently winning. I don't think I even, you know, I probably saw it, but just didn't even think it was worth calculating. Just take straight away, and that's a blunder. Just retreat, come all the way back. And this, I was very proud of. But it's given him 1,000 and me 1,400. But yeah, forced, and we just win. Beautiful. So you don't need high numbers, guys. You don't need high numbers for a beautiful game. And you don't need a high rating to play beautiful chess either. As we just saw. Okay, why have the letters come out very dark? Okay. Alright, so I was doing great here. And I've got a miss there. Or a blunder. Obviously that last one was a blunder. Okay, so this, good. And that's a mistake. The Napoleon attack. Right. Should have just taken with the knight. Okay. Right, so we haven't got Napoleon attack in this. That's because that is the, hang on. Okay, here's the Napoleon attack thing. I've got all these things open. I get confused, you see. Well, why is this one from the black perspective? That's not right. Okay. No, right, okay. I think I know what's gone wrong. Right, no, forget that. Forget that. So it is in the Vanguard, but this is not the Napoleon attack. This is getting very confusing, so bear with me. Right, so go back to the start, all the way to the start, Vanguard, E5, 2 knights. Okay, Vanguard, so I don't think that is there. I'll have to go back to that one. Right, so E5, play the knight out, and then what happened? That's correct. And then bishop out. Right? Ah, but this is the Napoleon attack. Okay. Right. So knight out d4. Back we go. Good. Okay. So here, this is a variation, right? Okay, so this is the Napoleon attack. 1, e5, Napoleon, bishop, pin, right? So we're going to do a variation. And we went like this, didn't we? And that, I think this is the position. Let me just check. Bishop comes out, but bishop out is a mistake. Okay, so, sorry, wrong one. Okay, and this is a mistake, so I'm going to say it's a mistake. And why is it a mistake? Because if knight takes e5, according to the player's database, it is knight takes e5. Let's play it through. If knight takes, we are winning. DE. Okay, I need to understand why this is good. And then queen d4 with a fork defends. Well, it's not winning, 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 but that deserves more. Anyway, let's go back to the game. So this wasn't great. Should have just took the pawn. Ah! And no, I was so convinced that was the right move. And that's okay. So okay. Alright, let's start again. From this, what was better? Still taking the pawn. If they take, I guess you trade queens. And then they're probably going to... Yeah, if they take back with the knight, they lose this pawn. If they take back with the king... Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So, but this is not what happened. I pushed on. I closed the center. This is all good. And very even up to this point, but that was the blunder. Why? Because he trapped his own piece. Oh, I didn't even see the continuity. Right? If he takes here, I just take another knight. Clever stuff. Anyway. And from that, from that point we were doing fine. From here we were doing fine. But then I made a mistake. So we're up material. That wasn't great. So let's chuck in a check. There's no c6 because takes as a fork. Which would have been kind of winning. And that was my blunder. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it after I'd done it and opponent didn't. Yeah, should have been king e2. Quite right. Yeah. But yeah, reasonable start, very clumsy though. Just clumsy game from both of us again. 1250, 1350. Nothing to be proud of. But that bishop move in the previous game, that I'm proud of. So I'll take that all day long. All day long. And it just shows you, 1600s in a 15 plus 10 game can be beaten. And even in openings that you don't really know. So, yeah, I honestly thought I would probably not come away with a win today. So, a very sportsman-like draw for my opponent. So thank you very much, Hassan, for that. And a very satisfying win, even if it wasn't the most elegant. So, hope you enjoyed it as well, as much as I did. Thanks for watching. See you soon.